Hi, my name is Carmen Winstead. I'm 17 years old. I am very similar to you. Did I mention to you that I'm dead? A few years ago, a group of girls pushed me down a sewer hole to try and embarrass me. When I didn't come back up, the police came. The girls said that I had fell and everyone believed them. The police found my body in the sewer. I had a broken neck and my face was torn off.
Hey there, morbid maniacs. It's time for another spooky video, a part of Vlogtober. Unfortunately, Vlogtober is coming to an end soon, which means I will not be uploading every single day anymore creepy content. I wish I was. I wish it was Halloween all the time, because for me it is. I will be going back to my normal schedule of uploading every week, every Saturday, so yeah. I hate to say it, but it always comes to an end, but I will be back next year with the videos every single day. I hope you guys have been enjoying it so far. So today's video is going to be about an urban legend which has been around for a while now. I've always heard of it ever since I was a kid, but I never thought about making a video on it until one of my friends sent me a message with this audio, which I'm sure I'm gonna add at the beginning because it was super creepy and you guys need to hear it. And I thought, this urban legend is so spooky that I need to make a video on it. And it is the legend of Carmen Winstead. I would also like to give a little warning before I start with this legend. This is one of those legends where if you hear it, there's no going back, if you know what I mean. You're apparently gonna be cursed unless you share it, so you do not have to continue watching this video if that sort of thing freaks you out. I am just giving you guys a fair warning. Carmen Winstead was 17 years old when her parents decided to move to Indiana. Her father had lost his job, and unfortunately the only way that he could find employment was to move to another state. Moving made things a lot harder on Carmen. She had to leave behind all of her friends, and she had to start a brand new school. Carmen was having a very hard time meeting new people and making new friends because it was the middle of the school year, and most people unfortunately did not want to befriend the new girl. Majority of the time, Carmen spent most of her school days by herself, walking from class to class alone. She would not speak to anyone, and I actually think that's really sad because if I ever seen someone that was new, I think that I would try to befriend them, get to know them, introduce myself, because I've been there before. I've always been sort of shy and the outcast. I was never a new girl, always shy, and I always had a hard time making friends, so I know what that feels like. She eventually started talking to a group of 5 girls. Carmen believed that these people were her friends and that she could really count on them. But it wasn't long after she became friends with these girls that she discovered that they were talking about her behind her back and spreading vile rumors about her. When she confronted these girls about what was going on behind her back, they turned on her instantly and started to bully her every single day. These girls pretty much made her life a living hell. They started off by calling her names, but then the bullying got much worse. One day, she had left her school books in the classroom while she was on break, and when she came back, she found that her books were covered in Sharpie with just very mean, disgusting words written all over them. Another day, she had opened her bag to find that someone had poured yogurt all on the inside of it, all over everything. Sometimes she would come to school and find that her locker had been vandalized. One of the worst things that they did to her was when she came back in from recess and put her coat on, she found that someone put dog poop in the pocket of her coat. At this point, Carmen had had enough. She was fed up with the bullying, and she knew she had to do something about it. So she planned that she was going to go to her teacher after school that day and let her know everything that had been going on. Unfortunately, this decision was made too late to save her life. After lunch that day, the teacher announced that they were going to hold a fire drill. And so Carmen and all of her classmates filed out of the classroom and into the yard outside. As the teachers read out the roll call, the group of 5 girls saw Carmen standing all alone by herself and decided this was the perfect opportunity to embarrass her in front of the entire school. They slowly made their way over to where Carmen was standing next to a sewer drain. They started crowding her, getting in her face, nudging her towards the manhole. They pushed her, she tripped, and then she fell head first down into the sewer. When they saw her falling, the girls started giggling, and when Carmen's name was being called, someone said, "She's down in the sewer." All of the other students in the school started laughing. But when the teachers looked down in the sewer and saw Carmen's body laying down there covered in muck and poop, the laughter stopped. Her head was twisted around at an odd angle, and her face was completely covered in blood. Worst yet, she was not moving. There was nothing the teachers could do for her. Carmen Winstead was dead. When the police had arrived and went down to retrieve Carmen's body, they had determined that she had broken her neck. Her face had been completely torn off from hitting the ladder on the way down. Her neck had snapped when she landed head first on the concrete at the bottom of the sewer. The police hauled Carmen's body out of the sewer and sent it off to the mortuary. Everyone that day had to stay behind after school while they were questioned by police. The 5 girls that had actually pushed Carmen down in the sewer and were bullying her this entire time lied to the police and said that they had witnessed Carmen falling down into the sewer drain. The police unfortunately believed the girls, and Carmen's death was ruled an accident. The case was closed. She did not receive any justice for her death. Everyone thought that that was the last that they'd ever hear of Carmen Winstead, but they were wrong. Months later, Carmen's classmates started receiving strange emails on their MySpace pages. The emails were titled, "They Pushed Her," and these emails claimed that Carmen didn't actually fall down in the sewer, that she had been pushed. The emails also warned that the guilty people who had pushed her needed to own up to their crime and take responsibility for what they did. If they did not do this, there would be horrible consequences. Most of Carmen's classmates dismissed this email as a hoax, but other people weren't so sure. A few days later, one of the girls that had pushed Carmen was at home taking a shower, when all of a sudden she heard this strange, cackling laugh. It sounded like it was coming from the drain. This freaked the girl out so bad that she ran out of the bathroom. That night, the girl said goodnight to her mom and went to sleep. She had forgotten all about the incident. 5 hours later, her mom had been awoken to a loud noise which echoed all throughout the house. She immediately ran into her daughter's room to find it completely empty. There was no trace of her daughter anywhere. The worried mother had called the police, and they conducted a search in that area. Eventually, they discovered the girl's grisly remains. Her corpse was laying in the sewer, covered in muck and poop. Her neck was broken and her face was missing. It had been completely torn off. One by one, all of the girls that had pushed Carmen that day were being found dead. They had all been killed in the exact same way and were found in exactly the same spot. They were all found at the bottom of the sewer, at the bottom of the same uncovered manhole where Carmen had met her doom. But the killing did not stop there. More and more of Carmen's classmates were being found dead. It seemed that anyone who didn't believe that Carmen had actually been pushed and murdered were being found in the sewer with their necks broken and their faces torn off. They say that Carmen's ghost is still on a rampage, and anyone who does not believe her story, she comes after. According to the legend, Carmen will get you, whether it's from a toilet, a sink, a shower, or a drain. When you go to sleep, you'll wake up in the sewer in complete darkness. You will be paralyzed, unable to move, and then you will hear the same cackling laughter all around you. Then, as you start to scream, Carmen will come and rip your face off. Since this incident, there have been many chain letters and emails going around on MySpace, and this actually started back in 2006, I believe, and it just recently resurfaced. It is believed that if you do not forward this chain letter to however many people it tells you to send it to, I believe it's like 15, then she will come for you. Once you hear her story, there is no other way to escape this unless you share. Now, I heard that there were actually no public records stating that there was actually a girl named Carmen that was pushed down in the sewer, but that does not make this story any less true. Every single urban legend and folklore story has to stem from somewhere. That's just my personal opinion. So there was the creepy legend of Carmen Winstead, and I actually have a little creepy, I guess you could call it, paranormal experience to share with you guys. I believe I talked about this on my channel when I first started making paranormal content, so it was quite a while back. And I'm not going to sit here and say that this was paranormal because honestly, I don't know. I'm pretty sure I was just freaking myself out. And you never really know. Like, it could have actually been something paranormal. But I did have an experience after I heard of this chain letter when I was a kid. Now, personally, I don't really believe in chain letters. I never really have. When I was younger, I had a MySpace, even though I was not at the age to have a MySpace at the time. But I had received this chain letter, the same exact one, in my email one day, and I just laughed it off. Like, I was like, this is fake, I'm not going to send this to my friends, whatever, and I just deleted it. Well, the next night, I was in my childhood bedroom, and that room is very small. I only have one bedroom window in there, and so when it was dark in there, it was pitch dark. Like, it was super black in there. You could not see anything. And this night, I had went to sleep. I woke up in the middle of the night, and it was completely dark in my room. I was pretty sure that the power had gone out, but I did see something. I kind of glanced up, and right above me, I seen a silhouette of like a person, like a shadow, standing right there beside my bed. Now, was this Carmen Winstead? I don't know. Was this an actual shadow person? Was this something else that was paranormal? Or was it just me getting freaked out over nothing? I honestly do not know. But at the time, it really freaked me out, and it was right after I had heard of this chain letter and of this story of Carmen Winstead. For me, this is a legend that shows you shouldn't bully people. It just shows you to always be kind to other people. And I actually kind of feel sorry for Carmen because I was bullied in the past, and as I said before, I've always been like the shy person. I have a hard time making friends sometimes. Because of that, I have social anxiety, so I know what it's like. And if I were there when this was happening, I definitely would have stood up for her and befriended her. So there was the story. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a big old thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you have not already, and become a morbid maniac. And leave me a comment and let me know what you think of this creepy urban legend. Have you ever heard of it? Have you ever heard or seen this chain letter and sent it to people, or had any creepy experiences? I would love to know. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next video.